We live in a world of mirrors, a reality constructed from the elegant architecture of contradiction. We speak of light as if it were an entity unto itself. Yet without the velvet embrace of darkness, light would be an invisible, blinding void. We crave joy, yet its sweetness is only detectable because we have tasted the bitter vintage of sorrow. Welcome to the fourth great secret of the Emerald Tablet, the Principle of Polarity. As written in the Kybalion, everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. This is the law that suggests your greatest weakness is merely the shadow side of your greatest strength, and that the distance between hate and love is not a wall, but a sliding scale. Today we decode the alchemy of the spectrum and learn how to slide the pointer of our own destiny. To the uninitiated mind, opposites are enemies. We see cold as the predator of heat, but look closer. Where does heat end and cold begin? Is there a physical line in the atmosphere where one vanishes and the other takes root? There is not. There is only a single phenomenon called temperature. Hot and cold are merely arbitrary labels we give to different vibratory degrees of the same thing. This is the quintessence of polarity. The north and south poles of a magnet are not two different things. They are two ends of the same bar. In the Hermetic view, every pair of opposites is actually a unity. Spirit and matter are the same substance at different densities. Hard and soft are the same texture at different pressures. Large and small are the same volume at different scales. When you realize that your failure is simply success at a lower vibration, you stop fighting the circumstances and start adjusting the frequency. You are no longer a victim of the opposite. You are a master of the degree. The true power of this law lies in mental transmutation. Ancient Hermeticists were not merely interested in turning lead into gold, they sought to turn fear into courage, because fear and courage are on the same pole. The pole of emotion. You cannot turn fear into purple, nor can you turn hate into mathematics. You can only transmute a state into its opposite on the same line. Consider the man paralyzed by anxiety. If he views anxiety as an invading force, he is powerless. But if he recognizes that anxiety is merely the negative pole of excitement, he can begin the alchemical work. They share the same physiological signature: the racing heart, the shallow breath, the heightened awareness. The alchemist does not try to kill the anxiety. He simply polarizes his mind toward the opposite end of the same vibration. He slides his consciousness along the wire until dread vibrates at the frequency of anticipation. This is not positive thinking. It is vibratory physics. It is the art of changing your mental color by shifting your internal light. The whispers of polarity echo through the hallowed halls of every great faith. In Taoism, the yin and yang is the visual shorthand for this law. Within the heart of the black, there is a seed of white. Within the white, a seed of black. They do not compete, they complete. The Tao teaches that the way is found not in choosing one pole, but in harmonizing both. In Christian mysticism, we find the struggle between darkness and light. Yet, the mystics understood that the dark night of the soul was the necessary prerequisite for divine union. The darkness was not the absence of God, but the cloud of unknowing, the negative pole of the divine presence. In Buddhism, the middle way is the transcendence of polarity. By realizing that pleasure and pain are two ends of the same sensory experience, the seeker achieves equanimity. They no longer swing violently with the pendulum of life. The Gnostic texts speak of the syzygy, the union of opposites. They believe that to enter the kingdom of heaven, one must make the male and female one, the outside like the inside, and the above like the below. They were describing the collapse of polarity into singularity. There is a danger in polarity, the law of rhythm. The pendulum that swings to the right in joy must, by law, swing to the left in sadness. However, the Hermetic master uses polarity to escape the swing. By polarizing themselves at the desired pole, be it peace or power, they neutralize the backward swing of the pendulum. They do not deny the negative pole, simply refuse to reside there. When the world offers you chaos, you recognize it as the lower degree of order. When the world offers poverty, you see it as wealth in a state of hibernation. By maintaining your mental polarity, you become the fixed point around which the world revolves. Mastering the principle of polarity is the end of internal civil war. You no longer need to hate your shadows, for you know they are merely the indicators of your light. You are the architect of the axis. You are the singer of the spectrum. The next time you find yourself in the depths of a negative state, do not struggle to escape. Simply remember the thermometer. Look toward the other end of the scale. Start the vibration. Slide the pointer. For in the laboratory of the soul, there are no opposites, only opportunities to change the degree. If this wisdom moved you, subscribe to the path of the great work. Until our frequencies align again.